Hello guys, in this video I am going to focus on how to use Azure OpenAI in Bot Composer application. Here our main idea. So first we'll understand overview of Azure OpenAI. Second one, what are the modules available in the Azure OpenAI concept. Third one is we focus on the particular model. In this video I am going to focus on how to use Azure OpenAI in Bot Composer application. Fourth one is here our to access this main idea, you need first we'll understand overview of Azure OpenAI. So second one, what are the modules available in the Azure OpenAI concept. How to apply the license. Third one is we focus on the particular model. In this video, I am going to focus on famous model now Azure OpenAI in Bot Composer. Fourth one is here our to access this main idea, first we'll understand the overview of Azure OpenAI. Second one, what are the modules available in the related to OpenAI topic. Third one is we focus on the particular model. Finally, video I am going to focus on famous model now. There are different varieties of OpenAI related topics. Here our to access the main idea, OpenAI will understand the overview of Azure OpenAI. Second is what are the modules available in the silent deploy AI models play the light side Azure. That's the main particular finally video I am going to focus on famous model now. There are different varieties of AI related topics. Here our to access the main idea, OpenAI will understand the overview of Azure OpenAI. Second is what are the modules available in the silent deploy AI models play the light side Azure. The main particular finally video I am going to natural language. For example, there are different varieties of AI related right here our let's say main idea. OpenAI partnership this is organization of the model developed the silent deploy AI models play the light side example. The main based on based on natural language. For example, there are different images AI related right here our main idea. OpenAI as I said earlier, our focus is completely GPT-3, so we'll focus on this topic, GPT-3. First, we'll understand what is GPT-3. GPT-3 is a generative pre-trained transformer. Is one of the advanced language model developed. Second one, what are the modules available in the Azure OpenAI concept. Third one is we focus on the particular model, GPT-3. This is a famous model now, ChatGPT-3, that concept. Fourth one is to access this module, you need the access rights in the Azure portal. So for that, you have to apply the license. So how to apply the license, everything we'll see in this fourth module. Finally, we'll see how to implement this GPT-3 ChatGPT in bot application. Let's start. OpenAI is an AI research laboratory. This company main focus on related to AI topic, including machine learning, robotics, and natural language processing. There are different varieties of AI related topic they are covering in OpenAI. In Azure, partnership with this company to make organization easily to develop, train and deploy AI models inside Azure portal. That's the main focus. In OpenAI, mainly three modules available, one for GPT-3, second for Codex, third one for DAL-E. GPT-3 we'll talk about a little bit later. First, we'll focus on what is Codex and what is DAL-E. Codex, the main purpose, it's translate natural language to code. For example, if you used GitHub Copilot, write the function, let's say add two numbers, then it automatically suggested some coding standard to implement this feature. If you use tab, then automatically the code has been inserted. This is an example for the Codex. Based on your command or based on your request, it will create or edit some images. Let's example Microsoft Designer, it's based on that DAL-E only. So as I said earlier, our focus is completely GPT-3. So we'll focus on this topic, GPT-3. First, we'll understand what is GPT-3. GPT-3 is a generative pre-trained transformer. Is one of the advanced language model developed by OpenAI. The main purpose of GPT-3 to handle NLP related tasks such as text generation, question answering, and language translation completely handled by this GPT-3. In Azure GPT-3, you can access via GPT-3 in Azure portal to easily integrate it into your application, such as bot or mobile application or desktop application. You can implement this feature. So how to access this Azure GPT-3? First, you have to apply the license to access Azure OpenAI in Azure portal. Once you fill the form, it will take some couple of days or maximum 10 days. You can get the access rights based on your scenario. So once you license get approved, you have to go to Azure Cognitive Service. Under that, you have to select the OpenAI to create the resource. Once the resource has been created, you can use Azure OpenAI Studio. You can try the samples. Once all is fine, you can easily implement this feature into your application. How to apply the license? Once you go to this Azure Microsoft.com Azure OpenAI service, there you can see there is a button called Apply Now. Once you click this Apply button, this page get open. You have to fill properly this application, otherwise your application get rejected. Again, you have to apply. The first thing is, these are the main area, your name and the last name and how many subscription ID do you need to access this feature. You have to select and you have to provide your Azure subscription ID. It's not email ID address, it's a subscription ID. To go to this link, you can find your subscription ID. You can fill it here and company name and company related information here. And if you are under MVP or Microsoft employee or MSP category, you can choose this option, and others you can use this option. And again, company related information. And main one is this one, 21. You have to clearly explain why you need this Azure OpenAI service into your application, what scenario you want to use. That you have to fill it here. This one, 21. At least 5 sentences you have to provide the information in this box. And this 22, at the moment Azure subscription available in 3 regions, but here they specify only 2, South, Central and West Europe. I will show in Azure portal. There is a 3 region is available. And your target users and other information. The next main is 26. Here you have to fill the information, okay, in which scenario or which application you are going to use your Azure OpenAI, like conversational AI or search or code based. We see no 3 modules, one for GPT-3 and Codex and other one for DAL-E. So you have to select which model do you want to access this one. So other information, what type of review you are currently applying for and everything. If you select this one, for example, if you select conversational AI, there is another option. You have to select, okay, which specific capability you are applying this one. So you have to carefully select. Like search also, if you select search, then based on your selection, automatically the next question will be added here. After fill the required information, you have to submit. It will take some days to get the approval. Let us assume you get the approval for access this OpenAI service. After that, you have to go to your Azure portal, cognitive service. Here you can see Azure OpenAI. The Azure OpenAI, you have to create the resource, like how you are creating the resource for other service, let's say language service or Q&A maker. The same you have to create it here. So use the create button. Your subscription you have to select and resource group and region. So as I said, 3 regions is available, one for East US, South Central US and Europe. And name of your resource, pricing tier, you have to choose standard only. So once you selected and create that, here I have created one resource called delete demo. It's like normal other Azure Cognitive Service only. You can find the key and endpoint information, model deployment information, the other cost analysis, everything available here. Next, go to Azure OpenAI Studio. Here we can try our samples. Once our samples is fine, we can implement this feature into our application. For that, first you have to create the new deployment option. So click this button, create new deployment, and create new deployment. Model name you have to select. So there are different varieties of models available, like this is a text-based natural language conversion and search-based and other information. I go with this one, text-based, text DaVinci 003. My deployment name, demo, like OpenAI pod demo. Create. Deployment successfully created. Next, open in playground. So our deployment and examples also provided here. The right side you can see the OpenAI related parameters like temperature and max length. This we talk about later. Just we go and see how this output is generated. Now I want to know what is Azure OpenAI. Azure OpenAI. use this generate button. So this time it's communicate to Azure OpenAI service and generate the answer for this one. So some information. You go to this view code. Here you can have the option how to implement in your language. Like for example, if you're a Python developer, this is a sample code like that JSON format, and you want to communicate to HTTP, you can use this option, and this is a HTTP related communication information. So the next step, I'm going to create one bot application. From there, I'm going to connect this service to get the results. In bot framework, I have created a new project called Azure OpenAI GPT-3. From this bot, we're going to communicate to the Azure OpenAI. For that, I'm going to select the unknown intent. For this scenario, let's assume your bot handling the flight and weather information. Other than that, user send information to your bot. So we cannot handle that even. It's default go to the unknown intent. Unknown intent, we provide the proper information to the user to guide proper way. So this is a normal scenario. Here, this unknown intent, I'm going to communicate to the Azure OpenAI portal. Based on the user query, I get some results and display here. We can send information also. Hey, this is the information I'm thinking you are looking for like this, but I'm not able to handle this information like that. We can provide that. So this is a scenario. First, I'm going to connect to Azure portal. For that, sorry, I don't not get this intent. I don't want. I disable this one. So I'm going to add a new one. Add access external resource. Send an HTTP request. So here we have to pass a URL and method is post. We have to select it. Go to here, just copy the URL name. This is a connection URL. So this URL I passed here. And the header. First header is a content type. So I select this one. It's JSON. So application slash JSON. Next header. Key we have to add it. App key. So this app key we can find in our Azure portal. So if you go to your resource key and endpoint, here you can find the key. So I copy the key and API key. Next, I pass my key. The result we store in return.results only. The next, we have to print this information. Results here. Like this. So we can copy the turn.results. We just print this information. Go back to this send an HTTP request. Here we have to pass the other information, prompt information. So here you can see this is our prompt information. The prompt for our scenario, user information. So we have to pass the user query as a prompt. So other information we have to fill it. So I can go to here, composer, create manage property, set a property. So I'm going to create a new property. This property called user.prompt. So user.prompt. Next, go to again here. We have to copy complete information. Go to composer, change this one to object and paste all the information. So I just remove the default prompt information. Instead of that, I'm going to pass turn dot activity dot text. Close this one and /n /n, just one n also fine, /n and TL semicolon dr, like that I provide. So this user.prompt, I'm going to pass into the HTTP request body statement here. That's it. Now we'll start the bot. Open web chat. Here, welcome to your bot default message. Next message I'm going to send, what is an Azure OpenAI permission denied. The problem here is somewhat the API get deleted. That's the reason the permission denied exceptions came. So I'm going to add key again. API key and my adder here. Restart the bot again. Open web chat. Restart the conversation. What is an OpenAI? Here you see we get the results about our request. So the header information, content information. Our main output, this one, choice. Here you can see text and the open is some information available. So I copy this information, just paste into the notepad. We can see the complete information. Copy notepad, just paste it. So here our output, OpenAI related information.